Caribbean Premier League is back. And this year, all games are in St. Kitts and Nevis.
That is amazing.
The world's best cricketers are in town and ready to put on a show.
Oh, you little ripper!
Warner Park will be open to fully vaccinated fans between August 26th and September 15th. Visit the box office or go to cplt20.com now to get your tickets. Experience the biggest party in sport and see cricket played louder.
Roll up to roll up, cause no man's alone, do what's right, alright, cause I love you, and we're in this together, my sister, my brother, I don't wanna lose you, I love you too much, I think it's better for us, yeah, it's better for us, yeah, I don't wanna lose you. I love you too much, yeah. It's better for us than your mommy to let it roll out.
Bless up, Dejo here, and I'm doing my part in the fight against COVID-19 by following all safety protocols and most importantly, rolling up my sleeve for the vaccine. So I'm encouraging you to do the same because that's our best shot of protecting ourselves, our family, and our friends. So don't wait, vaccinate. Let's roll up to roll out.
Calling all British American insurance policyholders and beneficiaries. The deadline for registration is approaching. Don't miss your best chance for fair and just compensation. Contact your case manager now. In St. Kitts and Nevis, contact Larkland Richards at 465-3696 in St. Kitts or 469-4696 in Nevis. For more information, visit www.backle.info. Backle, financial justice within reach.
It's a Prime summertime with Digicel. We know you love Prime apps and content, so activate prepaid or postpaid Prime bundles or pay your Prime postpaid bill in full. Maybe Primetime TV and internet content are more your thing. Perfect! Sign up for the fastest internet speeds and best TV offers in Nevis. Here's your chance to be a Primetime winner. Win prizes every 2 weeks. Free phones, Echo Dots, MiFis, and of course, cash is up for grabs. You could be the crack prize winner of $1,000 cash, plus pick your best Prime buddy to win $500 cash as well. It's time to get Prime. Prime for summertime with Digicel. Digicel is better together. Terms and conditions apply.
All right, 26 minutes, moving into the hour. Welcome back to the morning show and welcome to our program On the Road. And this morning, our host is Sergeant Emery. Greetings to you, sir.
Good morning, DJ GQ, and good morning to all who are listening locally, regionally, and internationally. Welcome again to this another program of On the Road with ZIZ and DJ GQ.
That's a love, man.
So again, I cannot start without thanking ZIZ for allowing the traffic department to come here on a weekly basis to disseminate information to the general public, right?
So what's on your agenda for this morning?
Okay, GQ, as you know, CPL is in the air. Cricket should be starting tomorrow, Thursday. So we basically going to be pushing the traffic management plan. That is basically the traffic arrangement around the venue. But before I do, I just want to briefly give some notices, some information, I should say, to the general public. One, roadworks continue on the west side between Constance Mission and the Old Road Bay and Challengers.
Okay.
So we're asking persons, drivers to pay attention to that section of the road that is under repairs. And I want to remind motorists with vehicles ending with 8 that this is your time to get your vehicle inspected. Make sure your insurance is up to date and get it licensed. Again, I also want to, some good news are here for the public service vehicles. Those persons who are running buses, taxis, and also like if the ferry. My understanding according to the SR&O now that they can, they're allowed to run at full capacity in terms of passengers. However, they have to make sure that those passengers, they are masked up and they carry, they're sanitized properly. So this is some good news for the buses. You know, the buses keep complaining, they were reduced, etc., etc. So just want them to pay attention to that and continue practicing what they're supposed to do in terms of this mask. Make sure all the passengers are masked up and also that they sanitize. Okay, persons. Okay, I want to go straight to the traffic management plan. GQ, whenever it comes to the cricket CPL, we have to make some special arrangement around the park, Warner Park. So persons who are living in those areas, Lozak Road, Park Range, Victoria Road, most of the times they're being affected. And I must say that they normally cooperate with the traffic department in terms of the assistance in not parking their vehicles in those areas during, when it is not authorized to do so, during the match days. And this is the next time around that I'm appealing to those persons. Please we're asking again for their cooperation this time around. Right? And there are some restrictions in relation to parking. And I just want to go through it quickly. Around the park, there are some parking restrictions. No parking will be permitted on the following streets. Victoria Road, eastern side between the Bastia High and Lozak Road. So there will be no parking between on Victoria Road, on the eastern side of Victoria Road between Bastia High and Lozak Road. Park Range, there will be no parking between Bastia High and Lozak Road. That's on East Park Range. And Lozak Road, there will be no parking permitted between Victoria Road and Hart Street. There's some areas traffic will be flowing one way, and I just want to bring it to the attention. Traffic will flow in one direction, going northwards along Victoria Road. So you'll only be allowed to come from the Amory Bakery direction, going upwards. Lozak Road, it's already a one-way. You're only allowed to go west. Traffic only allowed to go west, so that will be enforced. On NHC, there's a road that's just north of NHC. That is normally a two-way. Traffic will only be allowed to go eastwards. So you'll only be allowed to come from the park and go out towards Wellington Road. You'll not be allowed to come into from that area. And Park Range, traffic would be only allowed to go southwards. You would only be allowed to come down Park Range. You will not be allowed to go up. So those are some of the areas I want persons to pay attention. Look out for the signs. Signs will be placed there. And these traffic arrangements going to be taking place 2 hours before the match days.
Okay.
And every match day.
Okay.
2 hours before, these traffic arrangements going to be put in place. So we're asking motorists to take heed. There are some areas we have to reserve the parking overnight, put in the signs overnight, because we know when persons park, it's difficult to find them. Like, for instance, the parking lot on Lozak Road, the area there where basically is the main entrance. Once there is match days, we are not allowing any vehicles to park in that area. So we are appealing to persons that if you're working in those areas, you will not be allowed to park in that area. Persons who are living there, we know that sometimes person might want to park. If you're going to be parking, we're asking you, early in the morning, like 6 o'clock, you remove your vehicle first, and you just get it out the area so we can make the area safe. With reference to the general public, we know that we used to use the area at the Bastia High School for parking. And that area now is basically overgrown. So that is the area is not selected for parking. So we are asking the general public to park in areas in the city center that are not restricted, no yellow lines or no parking markings in those areas. So
I don't mean to laugh, right? But you know that's already a problem, right?
Yes.
Gosh.
And that is something I know that the general public will have to understand that, if needs be, and you could do carpooling, instead of everybody coming with a vehicle into town to look at the game, you basically see if you can pull up with one another and get to the match. Because parking, I can tell you, would be a problem for the general public.
Even with the use of the high school.
Yes, it's still a problem. It's still a problem. So I do think that persons are going to cooperate and understand what is what. We are still asking persons, we know what is happening around us now. Still maintain, be vigilant as to what is happening. Walk with your hand sanitizers.
You make reference in terms of COVID-19 and the protocols.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Please to walk with your mask. This is something I cannot stop asking persons to follow the rules when it comes to what is happening with the protocols.
Before you go too far, see that you brought up the parking arrangements. I'm aware that on the weekdays, the 10 a.m. games, fans will not be allowed.
No fans will be allowed.
What will the parking take effect on those days as well? Seeing that no fans will be allowed?
Yes. What happens is that as a result of security purposes, we have to maintain that, because you don't want, if something had to happen inside the park, and for instance, you have to extract persons from there. So the fire truck have to be called in, the ambulance, etc. Right? So you still have to maintain, once a game is taking place, we still have to preserve those areas, the perimeter of the park, making sure that there is no parking in those areas, and in case anything happens.
Okay.
Right? So yes, during match days, that is going to be in place.
Okay.
On non-match days, we will relax it and allow persons to park in those areas, because nothing will be, no activity will be taking place in the park. So we are appealing for persons to comply, and persons who do not comply with the law, we just want to advise that we will have a touch-up there on standby, and once persons are parking in restricted areas, we will be applying what is necessary in terms of getting those vehicles moved.
So you will not be calling anyone to say remove your vehicle?
Well, I cannot say no, but I want to use this opportunity to ask persons, please, to respect the traffic signs and the road markings. There will be signs telling you no parking, the yellow lines basically telling you no parking. So we are asking you to please to conform with us. Once your vehicle is being towed, you will have to pay the towing fee yourself in order to get back your vehicle. So the expense would be on the owner. So we are asking you to please to cooperate with us. There are some areas like inside the Warner Park area, the area for VIPs, government official, that will be, those persons will park on Lozak Road, VIPs and government officials. Those would be on the Lozak Road area, correction. Team and match officials, those will park immediately east of the old pavilion inside of the park. And the big official, the governor general, etc., and those areas would be in the area of the tennis court inside of the Carnival City.
Okay.
Right, so we're asking persons to cooperate. We want everybody to go out and be safe and enjoy the matches.
All right.
Right? So I think that I've said a bit. It's only fair that I can listen to hear if the public have anything to say to us.
Sure.
See how we can do it.
Sure.
So I don't know if it's a good opportunity to take a little break.
It is. But what we're going to do this morning, instead of taking a break like we normally do, seeing that we have a packed program this morning, we're going straight into the phone.
No problem, sir.
Phone calls.
Great fun.
Good morning. You're live. Boy, I don't know how you do it now.
I'm here, man. I'm here. I'm here, inspectors.
Good morning.
Oh, boy, are you grooming, boy? Good thing.
Yes, man.
Yeah, okay. Mr. Amory?
Yes, sir. Morning.
Yeah, morning, so to you too. All right. I have some suggestion. Now, and I know Emil familiar with this too. You have in the U.S. Virgin Islands, they use two things. When people would not adhere to the no parking signs, it's either the record, and if you use the record, then you have to pay more. Because they have to pay the record money and pay the space where they park the car. But there is another one we call pay on the spot. Boot your car. Do you all have any boot?
Boots?
Yeah, it's a clamp they put on your wheel.
Oh, no. We
Big
don't have
orange
those.
clamp so you can see it from a distance. When you know well, then you can't move your car unless you pay your money right there.
Yeah, we don't have those. Yeah.
So I think the traffic department need to have some, because you got some people do not have no consideration and discretion for other road users. Now, you got a place in town, down the bay, when you're going to Boy Green Lantern. A friend of mine, he live in there, and he tell me, boy, for days for hours he can't in the yard, he can't get it out to go where he going. Somebody come and park up the car and they got anyways. So he can't drive to come out on the street. I said that is bad and very inconsiderate. So now if he call the police and the police them got boot, all they got to do is tow it or put on the boot. So that is my suggestion.
Okay.
You all should get some boot at the police traffic department, and there's certain things you just use them. And let me move the way the other people come in.
Okay.
Thank you, man.
All right, man.
Okay.
Good morning, you're live.
Yes, good morning.
Hey, good morning, man.
Morning.
Morning, sir. How are you doing?
I'm not bad.
I want a little question. Suppose somebody buy a season ticket, right?
Uh-huh.
What's going to be the position like for, because you said no banning, eh? So what's going to be the position for that?
Well, I spoke with Chris yesterday, and Chris told me that the morning games during the weekdays, just the weekdays, they have not sold any tickets for those games.
Oh, okay.
All right? On the weekends, the morning games will be allowed. Fans will be allowed to attend. But the weekdays, any day during the week, Monday, Thursday, Friday, will not be allowed. Fans will not be allowed to attend, and they're not selling tickets for those days.
Secondly, I hear they mention nothing about disability, because we got one area, little area, nobody.
Coming up at 9:15 this morning, Mr. Lindbergh is going to be on the phone with me. He's going to be touching base with all of the protocols for the park.
Okay.
So more than likely that will be in the lineup, and I'll be sure to ask as well.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
All right, buddy.
God bless.
Yeah, man. Good morning, you're live.
Good morning, GQ.
Hey, morning, Jamdong.
And good morning, Sarge.
Morning. How are you?
GQ,
Yes,
I
buddy.
want to touch two briefly. Sarge,
Yes, sir.
I want you all to be very careful with a lot of young chauffeurs smoking and driving. Talbot is so right. I see it every day. I see it all College Street got, and I see it down on the ferry terminal. People in the place, the weekends them going to be busy. You all got to be very careful with people's lives. And please, I want you all to, the traffic department especially, somebody must walk, You can't always be driving. Somebody must put yourself in certain places. And I want to tell culture, explain to the choir where Green Lantern be. Because I is young people. Have a good day.
Okay. Thanks.
We take this next call. Good morning, you're live.
Good morning, GK.
Good morning, politics.
And good morning to Sergeant over there.
Morning, sir. Morning.
You are trying your best. You the best.
Yes.
Now, Mr. Amin,
Yes, sir.
I believe that the more and more vehicles get on the road, is the more and more these young drivers get more ignorant and do all kind of stupidness. all kind of stupidness is on the road. And I believe that in the rural areas and the so, you are got to get police here looking out for these ignorant drivers. Because they could kill people, they could also lose their life and do most and many things. Now people don't really practicing from the road, so they really think to the side of the road and so. And sometimes these drivers sitting and they try to overtake it, and it's just a little thing, you know. They see a car coming and they still try to overtake that car. Maybe they go shoot and run past somebody.
Yes.
The more the ignorance is coming, the more vehicle come on the road, the more ignorance happens to these young drivers. And with the bus man then getting the full road now, some people really consider it, and some people sticking to the protocol. You got some people that say that they don't go in the bus and jump up on nobody. So some the passengers then they really go to the protocol. As long as they say bus full and got in 10, they don't go in, and that's so good.
That's good, yeah.
So I'm glad that the bus drivers then got it full max now, that they could go and make the money. Anyway, you are doing a wonderful job, because this Federation think it is, and try to keep to the protocol in this area.
Yes.
We ain't out of the boat yet. All right then.
All right, buddy.
Yeah, thanks much.
All right, we don't have any calls at the moment. Hold on, let's see.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Quickly, I certainly agree with Jamdong in relation to we need to do more foot patrols. I think when you walk, you see more. And, you know, you get to interact with the general public, and persons would tell you things that you're missing when you're basically driving.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's this generation, I think we get lazy. I don't want to hide it by saying it. I think everything we think it's best to just jump into a vehicle and take a mobile patrol. And I as we speak about walking, I can remember one commissioner, Mr. Fry, sure he's listening. You never see Mr. Fry drive towards anywhere in Bastille. Even though you offer him a lift, he tells you, no, I'm going to walk, I'm going to reach now. And he walked towards where he's going, and he interact with amount of information he would pick up there. He see things, and these are things that I would want to encourage our young officers and we as supervisors to put things in place to make sure that, you know, we do more foot patrols, right? I think that we'll get a lot more information. So that's a very good point, Jamnong.
Before you continue, yes. I see you keeping track or notes.
Yes.
So we'll take some more calls. Remember, we're not extending this morning.
No problem at all.
So I'll take these last 3 calls,
yes.
And then I'll let you address the callers' issues.
No problem, no problem.
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Thank you.
Hey, Dumpling.
Mr. Amory.
Morning.
When I was growing up, the police them used to walk. Sometimes they used to be on a bike. Sometimes you install an alleviate to them. You want to know if they don't stop walking. You just see them behind you. So I think some of them supposed to be walking, because some of them, they got the glass up, something happened. You're calling them to give them a signal to tell them, see what's going on over there. They're noticing you because the glass up.
That's correct.
A lot of them young police doing it. They just got the glass up for their own use. They're keeping watching nothing to see how the traffic going. Nah, nothing. They need to walk and put down the vehicle then, because government they spend too much money on vehicle. When you look to give them a vehicle, next week you see to the back routine. And all them going, put them to walk, man. Put them to walk. That's what we used to call Chesney Hamilton 7-Eleven. Because he used to up and down.
Wow.
And this tall man was a police in him. Spooners and the clear one way in Canada. All of them, they used to walk. A fellow from Oakland, Mutt. All of them used to be walking. These young police, they're too lazy. And when you're telling them anything they want views and saying, go on the station. You're telling them something, that's why me telling them nothing, you know. Because when you're trying to give them heads up, they're telling you, go on the station, may walk in. And all them kind of stupidness.
Okay.
You're doing a good job.
Thanks so much. Okay.
Let's take this next call. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, and how are you this morning?
I'm doing okay, thank you.
Good morning to the officers.
Morning to you as well.
Okay, I have been, not myself, but I live here in Taylor's, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Dearby Beach Allen Primary.
Yes.
When you leave the Girl Guides coming up the street.
Yes.
And if not the left that turn into Bastille High, the second left by the pump.
Yes, I know.
Right. Well, you all have a stop sign there, and it's fading away.
Need refreshing?
It needs refreshing.
Certainly, we get that done as quickly
You
as
understand?
possible.
And what bothers me, up to yesterday I had a video, because people are not following the signs of the street. You coming from west, coming east, right? You're supposed to be on your left-hand side. The sign is there, big stop. They're coming from east to west, and they're on the right side. So the person who coming up supposed to be on the left side. They're blocking them.
No.
You understand? And for days and for weeks and for months, it's bad word laying out there, close to fight and all of these things, because they're coming down on the wrong side. People are not reading the signs of the streets properly. You know, when I look at that every day, I sit on my veranda and I just shake my head. I say, look at these big grown men and women. Then they're going to want to tell the children, don't do this and don't do that, when they themselves are not following the laws. And when I say that this country is a lawless country, everybody get mad. But I will repeat it again. People just does not care. You understand? So I want you all to come through Taylor's right there.
Yes,
and remark that sign, mark stop, and brighten up the sign. Because it's not going to make any difference.
So,
you understand? And I'm not going to work without pay. You understand? Now you don't have to give me a book to write down all the numbers them and take the pictures.
Okay.
You understand? This is why we want community service.
Yes,
because too many
yes.
nonsensical things happening out here, and the policemen them cannot be everywhere. To your last call, I so agree with her. When I was growing up, I used to walk all over Tonga by the square, and I always come in contact with the police.
Yes.
But now today you can't find them. You understand? They're either speeding, want to knock you down, just like the other day with citizens, and they swear to keep the law. You understand?
Yes.
So you police officers in there, I know you all mean well, but you all cannot be every place all the time at the same time. Keep up the good work.
Thanks much, Carla, and I promise you that I will look after that area in Taylor's. I'm familiar with it.
Buddy, I'm going to take my final call for this morning,
Okay.
and we're going to wrap it up after that. I know we normally let you address the callers, but we don't have the time for that. So I'm going to take our final call.
All right.
Good morning.
Lucky me. I need to take out this place in the queue, and this don't subscribe to some. I need to take it off. It's burning up and wasting time. Let the cars go to like all the other stations and them. Quickly. Morning to everybody. There.
Morning.
Mr. Patrick described some of these drivers as being very stupid. I was going up the road there by Frigate Road, just about the ECC Bank. I was driving about 30 miles an hour. I try not to drive faster than that. When you drive fast, you use up a lot of gas. There was this driver behind me, hustling, wants to pass me. I realized that he wanted to pass me. Police officer, as soon as we reached on the hill going up there was this car coming down there before you take your right to go into border. Hell's coming down. I push out my hand now, I just drive my glass down. I push out my hand and flag him down. When he realized he couldn't pass, he pulled over and almost turned over the car swag. I continued driving at the same amount of speed, holding me left. He wasn't satisfied. He got to pass. As soon as we reached there where the electrical powerhouse or whatever it is right there, he tried to pass there. Just then, another car come around the corner, and he realized he mean that he must pass, and he nearly clipped the right side of my fender.
Yes.
But I hustling, going, and he must think I following him. So when he reached down the road there by the first roundabout in Frigate Bay, he probably turns north because I wasn't going to follow him.
Okay.
So I just need to appeal. There's nothing you could do. I ain't calling to complain you. There's nothing I could do because I can't be everywhere. But I hope he could be listening because Horsford spare parts and TDC spare parts don't sell parts for human beings. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you for your call. That's it. That's
Yes,
it for
yes,
this morning.
yes, I know that
I know you have your notes, so
Yes.
you know, and I know you're a man of action. So
Yes,
rest
yes.
assured, listeners,
Yes.
he will address those. Thank you for being here.
Certainly, yes. And just quickly, GQ, the notices in relation to the restriction, that should reach you anytime now. So you should be able to be playing it. So the general public should get some awareness. in relation
Okay.
to that. So thanks so much again for accommodating us at the traffic department.
You're welcome, sir.
Okay. Thanks to all the callers as well.
You're simply the best. Better than all the rest.
Are you looking for a place that provides skilled nursing care and rehabilitation services to people with special needs, illnesses, injuries?